All right, guys. This is an interesting light source. Maybe it's too hot. Bam, be right back. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I have. I believe I finished this one. And so we are going to start a new one. And let's use the all black first. We'll do that. So we have finished. We finished this poster. So I'm gonna put this one over here. And we're gonna use this poster. Let's go. Super easy. What's happening, y'all? How we doing? Oh wait. How's it going? I am full of rain, and today we're gonna draw on some liminal space. So if you don't know what liminal space is, it is usually the back of any canvas, artwork, or empty space where there's no beings. There's nothing. There's only potential energy. So I take this uncapped marker and I'm going to create that space. Now there's lights, there's some type of energy, and so we have to create that. So let's go ahead and just let's get started. I'll show you from here. So we have empty space. So there's a general thing. Every space has to have potential to be used, however. And so somewhere, somewhere in the existence of this space, there is potential. So now we have, it looks like a rectangle. That's what it really looks like. And I think it's cool because in this space, you can put whatever you want to because it's potential. So these could be this. This could be a place to go to. It could have many possibilities. I guess I'm being coy at this point to tell you what it is. Just like I said, you can put anything in here because it can be used at some point. So now there's something inside, and you can go there because now it exists. Got it? So we're almost there. So in order to be in this existence, you have to go into it. And in order to go into it, you have to figure out how to get there. Looks like this marker is not 1, 2, 3, not it. I have markers that will replace that though. So let's say we're going to visit somebody. We don't know what it'll take for us to get there, but we have the potential energy to get there. We know that if we walk, it'll take us a decent amount of time to get there. If we know we run, it'll take us a decent amount to get there, but it'll be faster. If we ride bicycle, we know it'll potentially get us there faster than running. And if we drive a car, it'll exponentially get us there very much quicker, maybe even half the time at that point. So this is all potential energy. So once we get here, we don't realize what it took for us to get there. We only thought of it as possibilities. And this is the space. This is a space in which energy lives before it's used. So this could be the rug, this could be the floor, there could be another space as well that we can use in order to get here. And once we get here, we just have to figure out what to do once we're here. So that's energy. That's potential energy right there. All right, so since this side is done, we can flip this. So we can see what the energy source look like in order for us to make this possible. Ooh. All right, so let's keep going. Let's use another white marker. So I thought of this one day because the front side of the posters that I create, they have some type of creature, some type of being, a person, or maybe just something that is plant related. Because I think it's easier to create something of that. I think it's way easier to draw something like that. It's easier to figure out what it'll look like, how many legs it might have, or how to stand. So, but everything takes energy in order to do that. So I'm going to show you what the power station looks like to create all of this inside these, as if these are places, these are portals in order to get to every one of these. So once again, we have to figure out what it'll take for us to get there. So this is the back of the original poster. Oops. So we just need all of, I guess we can use another color too. Since we have tons of colors, we don't have to stick to one main. Let's use red. Red might be beneficial. Let's use, So let's just say that these are all buttons. They're all some type of mechanism that uses energy. So I created that so it'll do a function within this space. So this is the source of our energy here. And if you stand on it, or if you get close to it, you'll absorb some of this energy. It could be good. Could be a good source of energy, but a lot takes place in the center of it. So standing really, really close, it could be too much. Oh, I felt that. That's cool. All right, so we have our energy source, and these were these are where all of these are where you can transfer the energy to. So I'm taking this power source to power this here at the bottom. That's what it would take. And I guess we can call this like a vibration. We don't necessarily know, but we feel that it exists. So it's kind of like towers. We know they exist, but we don't know what they do except for help generate power in areas. Now, we can, let's use, so in order to get from this space to this space, we need a code. We need to figure out how to get from here to here because we've already been here. Like I'm standing inside this room. Nobody knows how I got here, right? But if I need to leave this room, I need to figure out how to get through to here. So we need a code. So I'm gonna show you what the code looks like. From what this is made up of, I'm gonna show you how to get from here to here. So this is the code. That's the code right there. So in order to move from here to here, you need that code. Now that you see what the code is, I'll show you what the code for this one is. And we just use another marker for reference. Let's use the green marker for reference. And this is our code. All right, so there it is. That's for our code. To enter there, that's our code. Got it? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. It very much makes sense. Yep. Okay, cool. I like that. That was a really good representation. No. My marker fell on the floor. But it's cool. I'll just use this one. So we are finished with this one. So let's put our finish mark. I like that one too. This one's good. Really good. "30 minutes in, huh?" Nice. All right, so let's do another. We have time. Let's take this one down. Put this over here. So we have blue. Let's use this blue one. And it's kind of tacky. Voila. All right, I like the orange ones. I like the orange markers for these. They highlight just a tad bit brighter, so let's do that. Let me change the tip here. All right. Let's see. We could draw. Probably should have pressed this one a little bit to get some more ink out of there. Oh well, but we have, it looks like a creature. Looks like we're gonna use our cats. Let's see what we can see what we can see from here. Oh, that one's swaying, huh? All right, so we're gonna check out. We're gonna check out what's happening with it. I think we need another marker. We just need a white marker. That's really it. A rounded edge. White marker. Oh, this one looks like it's gonna need to be cleaned too. And it might have been a little high up there. Yeah. It's a little high up, so we got to make sure that face just a tad, right? Like right here, man, right there. But it's cool. It's cool. We are pretty close to this one. So let's draw. This marker below. Maybe there's another one. Maybe this one might do it. Nope. I have to get new markers now. I think one of these are gonna do it. Oh shoot. Yep, this is it right here. So once again, this is one of our cats. And well, at this point, we realize that it is vomiting violently because it ate a toxic rainbow amoeba fish. I can draw that too. I can draw that. So I'm gonna add some more particles here because this is the whole makeup of the body. Then you have the face. So what is inside the body usually is purged out of the cat. So we'll get some details in there to see what it all looks like. Now, cats have special abilities. They have signals through their hair, and they use to identify with the environment that they live in. Yeah, that's a good color. And we just need one more color. If that was like an orange, probably gonna need like a blue, like a highlighter blue. Maybe a green or yellow. Maybe a yellow. Let's see if we can get a yellow. Wait, I think that one's still orange. Let's see. This might be it. Yeah, I think we can use this one because the blue is already the background. And I usually have the blue for the interior colors, but it's cool. We got something. Got something going. Let's get some more ink. Yep. And oh, just a tad bit. I liked it. I liked it before it started to get a good color to it. Oh well. Results of our cat eating and purging of a rainbow amoeba fish. I think the colors should be further up. What do you think? I think we're halfway there. Now, let's go ahead and put our, that's a good color. I'm gonna put our eyeballs. That was not the original marker though. Maybe it was this one. Just maybe. Yep, I think that was it. The marker that was supposed to have ran out. It ran out on us. All right, so I just need a black marker over the. What is that? Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. Here it is. And we're just gonna fill in. So I like to generally think that if you're looking at the picture, then that means the picture in perspective is looking back at you too. So no matter where you move at, when viewing the cat is always still going to be looking back at you. So I figured this out because of the shapes of the eyes. And so no matter where you look at or move to in the space that you are in, the cat will always be able to see you as well. I thought that was cool. You know, sometimes you got to think outside the box, and creativity is just your perspective. I think I'll just use the orange to do this one too. Yep. And sometimes I use two colors to identify with, or we can just, I usually don't like to fill the entire because it takes too much ink. So I use tads to fill in. So adding tads really it gives you details, the best details ever. Because if I wanted to just shade everything in, it would take kind of long, and I would probably be using a lot of ink as well. A lot of the markers will be pretty empty if I decided that I would just shade the entire interior of it, but we're not going to do that. There's no point in that. So we're just going to use some tads. Tads are, if you can see the registration stamps here that I'm using, tads are TADS, tiny as dots. And so the more that I stamp onto this material, the less ink obviously is going to be in this marker, but the surface will have had had fun. So, and I guess we could get up close to see what the stamp looks like, because I'm just using the very tip of this marker to stamp, and they look like little tiny trees, or there's like this Among Us characters. That's what they kind of look like little short stout Among Us characters. And so since the surface is matte, it's just one flat color, I usually try to add a highlight to it. I'll add white to it, and that'll help bring out the surface and kind of generate a three-dimensional surface to it. And look at that. I'm done. Pretty much. I didn't finish the whole cat's face in just what, a few minutes? Yeah, I'm done. It's got a little bit right here on his lip. Let me get that right there. Yep, yep, got that right there. There, let's add some white here too, just to make sure we have. That's where it's coming from. Right there, right here in this area. So we also are gonna add some space around the eyes. And I generally like to do this because that's the dominant color of the cat. And this is a cat. It's not a rabbit. It's not a horse. It's not a bunny. It's a cat. And he's looking directly at you. Yeah, he's looking deep into your soul. So, like I said, we're gonna have to fill this up. And we have yellow we can use as well, since our interior is yellow. And I'll use either the tads, or I'll use these type of registrations right here. But I don't know. It's really up to it's really up to the feeling. So I think these take just a tad bit longer in order to fill, but I don't want the face to match the interior, because a lot of times it's no fun. It kind of looks boring and feels like it's just missing a bunch of flair. So let's get some of this. Now this takes a little bit longer because I'm using more surface area in order to fill in. Oh no. Actually, I think I'm trying to think, because I generally add, I like that word general. Generally, oh, now it's going to be everywhere. I probably shouldn't have pushed it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have pushed the marker too hard. Let's change. Because I want it to look like it's some type of fur for texture rather than, yeah, than anything else. That's what I usually like to think of it. I mean, cats generally have fur, right? I haven't missed that at all, that everything has fur. So the yellow, it's a little diluted because there's a lot of blue in there. I probably could have used the black as well to highlight a lot more of the surface area, but I chose yellow because that is what it's purging, that color of the amoeba. So the amoeba are rainbow color fish. I have them over here. Hold on, let me show you real quick. That's what these look like. They're amoeba. Yep. So that's what the cats eat. And because they're toxic, the amoeba, the cats they have to get rid of them. So they purge, which is vomiting, an excess of an overabundance of eating. And I believe humans do that too. Us as humans, we do stuff like that too. Yeah. Which is pretty natural. Sometimes it clogs us up. Sometimes we don't realize how much we're taking in at one time because our eyes are bigger than our stomach. And well, in order to feel better, you have to get rid of something that's too heavy, too much of something. We just have to get rid of it. And our body knows how to do that. And it will do that over and over and over again. As long as we keep putting it in, it'll tell us, hey, I don't want any more. I don't. Just playing. So, but this is just a cycle. Cycle of the cats, cycle of this depiction of an experience. Because I believe all of this is all experiencing something. This is all drawing of, I don't want to press this too hard. Oh man, I gotta step over here because I should have started over there. Oh, this is good enough ink though. I like this. It's not too much. Because also I'm using this door as leverage to help me paint on. So a lot of times the marker doesn't draw out ink. So you got to figure it out as you go. I mean, tables are good. I like to use the tables to draw on, but the walls are, I like drawing on walls. Yeah, I do. I really do. I really do like drawing on walls. Maybe I'll draw on the walls. I just drew on a wall right here too. Maybe I'll draw on the walls during the live stream so you guys can see the experience. Because I told somebody just recently that they could come to the house and draw on the walls. And their face when I said it was like they've never heard that before. And I was like, yeah, I understand that. They felt fear of the unknown. And I said, I understand that too. I really do. But in life, this is life. Fear is only in those who don't take chances. So I'm also drawing plants or fauna, and the fauna live with the cats as well, or the cats tend to live with the fauna. And because they're so chaotic, the cats, they usually cause chaos for the plants that live on the planet too. Yeah. I mean, there's balance in between it because once the plants are disturbed, they go into migration and then they go into the idea of making more of themselves. And they often fall into the water and become triglots. Triglots, triglots. And I have a picture somewhere. There's a picture somewhere. I might have to do that during my live stream, draw some more triglots. Yeah, that's what these are. They're organisms, but they're plants. They're first plant-like, and then they fall and become triglots. Yep, that's what they do. Let's put one underneath here too, just to make sure. So my niche, I guess, was what the knack of what I draw is organic. I really enjoy drawing organic creatures, and I have tons of stories. I have stories because I made it, and I enjoy 100% what I do. Yep, I really do, and I think life is just that too. You really have to figure out what it is that you do to enjoy, because let's just say, and I don't think people realize, right? They just don't realize how much time we spend not having fun. Somebody might be like, "Oh, well, that's something that you're supposed to do," but people don't know what that is. We live our entire lives figuring out what that is, right? So as kids, we have an establishment of, oh, well, you go play, and then when you're an adult, it's like, oh, well, play is different. So you got to kind of figure it out, like, balance it between life and work. And if you've established a family, still got to figure out what fun is. Sometimes you have to go to fun in order to get the full journey. Like, this is fun because I'm not even thinking about it. I feel like all of this is going to be in the past anyway. So I'm getting marks all over the place. So, the idea is to sharpen my skills in some type of way. And I'm learning that. Yep. Because tomorrow I'll have figured out something else. I'll have figured out how to play. I'll have figured out how to enjoy the time that I spend doing whatever Yeah, that's what I have done. So I'm just going to give the fauna details. So it'll give it a little bit of a pop because I'll take these little tags and I'll add them to the outside of the fauna. So it won't look like a flat surface. It'll look like they actually have a rigid stipple surface. So I was asked, because right now I'm on vacation, I'm not really at work anymore. So I was asked why I did something different, and I like change. And if I don't change, that means I'll never figure out what evolution feels like. Because if we don't evolve, then we'll never know what we could have looked like. And change is hard for everybody because we don't realize that we need it until it forces itself on us. And change could be in how we experience like our everyday. Because sometimes you're like, I'll just go to work, come home, do something, go to work, come home, do something. And in this, we really may not even realize that we've evolved because change is possible. You might say, we might say our same shape or our same thoughts, and that's not part of evolution. Somebody will ask you, hey, have you ever seen this before? And you're like, no, I've never seen that before. You don't realize that that's evolution coming to give you a knock real quick. Just gonna knock at the door and say, are you ready? And most people don't realize that it's asking for you to do something different. And I say this because I'm just documenting my everyday. Like I can actually go back like the last 200 for my live streams and my uploads, almost 300, if not 300 videos of my everyday change. I went from dripping paint to shoot, I made shirts, I made glassware, I've drawn cats. So this is my evolution. I don't necessarily know what the future will look like for you, but you have to get out there and do something. And then you can look back at it and be like, hey, I enjoyed being there. And if you didn't, then you're quickly going to try to forget what it looked like so you can get to some other point. And that's evolution. That's how we evolve. So if you know who you are right now, you may not know who you are in the future. Sometimes that's not okay. But if you look back and you really agree that I'm glad that I'm not at that place no more, I'm not doing the same things I did before. I figured out how to do things that would like change my happy. that's progress. And don't get me wrong, you can stay wherever you're at in life. You can be who you say you are for the rest of your life. Because it's your adventure. Yep. It's what you said you wanted to do when you got up this morning. It's what you said you wanted to do when you started something new. Now, this is almost done. And I really enjoy this because I really enjoy what I do. And I don't know how many people say that in life. I've talked to quite a few people, and they're where they're at because they don't know. They don't know anything else. What else is there? What else is there to do? What else is for somebody to know? I'm getting off subject, but somebody asked me as well. This is like this is like my everyday. Somebody was asked me something, and I think it's always in reference to how they perceive what I am. And I'm cool with that because a lot of times I don't know what I look like to other people. I know what I do in front of other people. And so I enjoy that part. I enjoy that people, even for the first time, are amazed. Like I told somebody today how I was, and then instead of them looking down while they're talking, they looked up and looked me in my eyes, which is very interesting because now they can see what my soul looks like. I'm really deep when it comes to my words, but it's true because I didn't know until I changed my words how people are affected. I had no idea, but I started changing my words, and that made me feel really good. And now somebody's acknowledging something that I said, and it's just words because that's our power. Just like that other man who's creating chaos. People don't realize that it's change as well because we all need change. So when I say what I am, like I can tell people, let's just say I'm just at the store and they ask me, what do I do for a living? What do I do for my life? And I said, I make content. And they're like, oh, what kind of content? Well, I could say a lot of things. I help evolve what I used to be. I could be really stupid technical. Like people just hate that. They hate hearing um, that part of it. But I'm just describing I'm just describing a better part of an existence. Like let's just say if you never seen what I look like, you hear my voice, you're like, well, that's cool. I would want to see what this person looks like because he sounds interesting, right? That's generally what they say. And then when they get to meet you, they enjoy that part only for a little bit because the rest of it is for me. It's not for them. They may not understand, or it may take them a longer time to catch up or be where I'm at in order to understand what it is that I'm saying or doing. Because I have issues with that. I often tell people things and they're like, well, you're so complicated. And I'm like, I'm not complicated. I just haven't caught up. That's generally what it is. It's like speaking a different language. Like if I just started speaking in another language, some of those will understand and the other ones will get left behind because they'll never figure out what the heck I'm saying. And it's not my fault. It's your problem. I'm still speaking English, aren't I? I really believe that. Some people feel like I should dull down who I am so they can get a better understanding of themselves. Because in the end, nobody will ever understand anybody else. You could spend an entire lifetime asking questions, being around somebody. You really may not know who they are because everything works on an inside and not the outside. I'm just portraying something. You only see the outside. And I'm a very complicated person. Some might say that might be on purpose, but yeah, what is purpose then? Do I drive people? Maybe. But I am what I am. And the world actually created me. Not like a monster, not like a, it's interesting. Yeah, but that's what the world told me. They didn't like who I was. Every day, somebody's like, yeah, I don't like that. Something about you I just don't like. Something about that I don't understand. Something about your face, something about your hair, something about your mouth, something about you I just don't like. So am I supposed to change that? I did. I changed a lot. I really did. I'm no longer that person. And so now I'm even more confusing because the people that I meet, maybe the people that I conversate just in passing, don't understand what I am. And I feel like that's not my fault. That's your fault. My teachers, when I was in school, said I wasn't something. And I didn't understand what that meant because I've never been what they're requesting me to be. I only am what I am because I'm making up something to keep going. And I didn't understand that as well. So it took me a long time. I cut my hair too a bunch of times because somebody told me that they didn't agree with what I looked like. I thought about it and I was like, maybe that's probably the reason why I don't have friends. Maybe there's a reason why I don't have good relationships. Maybe there's a reason why I don't have a ton of money. Maybe that's the reason why I am not what they want me to be because, etc., etc. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you don't enjoy the greater parts of what I am or, friends or something like that. Because you can always pick friends, right? I heard that this past weekend, that you can pick your friends. You can also get rid of them too and keep going. Because there's a billion other people out there that probably want to be around you. Yeah, I accept that. I accept that because I've met more people than I ever thought I would in my life. Thousands upon thousands. I probably met like, let me see. I probably met like even in passing, just saying hi. Probably met probably like 300, 300,000 people, probably plus as a kid, as a worker. That's a lot of people. There's a whole lot of people. And some others are like, well, I don't care to know who any of these people are, which is okay. That is quite okay. Oh, but what I'm saying is that you still will never get to know any of these people that you live close to, next to, around. You spend the rest of your life trying to figure that out because they'll surprise you. Don't they? They will surprise you. I didn't know you liked that. I didn't know you were into that. And then you'll get mad because you weren't a part of that first discovery of who and what made them. They might have listened to a song too long, and now you don't know who they are. I think that's the fun part. Because I've figured out things that people don't understand about themselves, about the universe, about why and what. I figured it out. I took the time to figure it out. I did. All by myself. Yep. All up here, I figured it out. I did. I had to. I had no choice. I had no choice at all. Because I truly wanted to evolve into something different, something that I inspired myself to be. Yeah. I inspire others because they tell me that. I truly have the energy to get up and do something that scares other people into going back to what they know rather than what they could be, what they could surround themselves with, what they could focus on. That's power. Today, I truly believe that I'm not afraid of anything. Nope. It might shock me, but I'm not afraid. Yeah. I think this, let's see if this marker. Yeah, sometimes it's worth it to take a different road. I have friends, I have family, I have things that I have accomplished. Have I won awards? Not many awards. I don't win too many awards these days. And I heard somebody in the past couple of days, somebody told me that they won an award. And I was like, I want to win an award. But then I was like, for what? What will that award do for me? Maybe it'll help me keep going. Maybe other people will acknowledge what I've done. Maybe maybe I can stand on that award and say, I did it. I did something. But how many people are gonna go home and be like, I can win another award? That is something that is harder to accomplish. Now you're working 50 times harder to get to that point than you ever did beforehand. Maybe you have the keys. Maybe you already know how to win another award doing the same. Maybe that's all possible. Do it. Do it until Do it until you're satisfied. Yep. Yep, because I don't win too many awards these days. I did when I was a kid, which is really interesting. They gave out a lot of awards for those who performed well. As an adult, it's really different. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe that's what I should add to my website. That's a good thought. See, this is me helping. This is helping my mental. Maybe people need awards. Maybe just something on paper that says that somebody else acknowledged that you're a great person at something. And I'm telling you, that might change your whole mindset. That might start something. And I think I'm gonna put that on my website. I think I need to write that down too. Because if you are not expecting something and you get, let's just say you get it in the mail or somebody walks up to you and say, hey, I just wanted to give you this. The amount of energy that you'll receive from that is so much more powerful than you've ever experienced in your life. Because you didn't expect it. And then when you receive it, like you take it from the other person's hands, you're exchanging energy. You're exchanging their energy. Like this poster is energy. I made this. This is my energy that I just used to make this. And it's beautiful. Somebody else might think it's just that. Yeah, somebody else might think so. Yeah. So I claim it here today that this is the greatest thing I've ever created. Yep. That's what I did today. Yep. Yep. Because I made it. Because I did. I did my best. Yep, that's what I did. I did my best today. I sure did. Appreciate that backwards, boys. Said it looks good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get up close real quick. The light value in this is really different. So no matter where you go, he's always or she is always gonna see you, no matter what. And I like that. I created that. Yep, that's what I did. I think my camera's dirty. But you know what? I think the light. Oh no, it's the light. Oh, I got a new follower. Thank you. But yeah, I inspire myself to encourage others, to encourage like yeah, the best of people because we all have superpowers. I don't know what your superpower looks like. What's up, Julie? I don't know what your superpowers look like, but if you do what you say you want to do for you, I think you'll figure out what your superpowers are one day. Ouch. What's that? What's up, Julie? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Don Drell? You said the plants are wet. Let's go. What's happening? Let me charge my phone. I always have to charge my phone. For real. Like every day, I have to charge this phone. Okay, it's charging now. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm like too far back. Maybe because I wanted you to see me at the same too. But yeah, so this is one of my cats. What's up, Dondro? How you been, man? How's life treating you out there on the West Coast? I feel like I want to draw another cat. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw another cat instead of drawing a liminal space on the back. So we have purple, we have this, we have black, we have this lime, we have more black, and we have this. But I believe I'm going to draw one more cat, and that'll be it for the stream, for the live stream. Don't leave, don't leave. Please don't leave. Don't leave just yet, okay? Somebody, every time I say I'm about to do something for the, they're like, you know what? I'm going to go do something else real quick. And then never come back. It's cool though. I understand. But you have options too. Yep, you got options. I think I like the pink though. Maybe I should just stick to another black poster. Let me get. All right, so this time around, we're actually not going to draw a cat. We're going to draw some amoeba. That's what we're going to do. Because I really, really, really love telling stories. You got to get. You got to get a good story in before the end of said streams. So we need a few markers. I actually don't have red, it seems, for thick markers. So we're going to use a few of these. I want bright colors though. I don't want dull colors. So we're going to need at least, I want to say we're going to need at least 1, 2, 3. We're going to need 5 colors. 5. And got blue already. Well, we'll just start with the colors that we got. But we got these to start with. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Why are you so bright? What the heck? Why are you so? Can you dull down the brightness there? Dang, that thing was like beaming. All right, so we're gonna draw some amoeba, and yeah, these do take quite a bit, but honestly, I don't got nowhere to be. Let me see. Let me step back a little bit because it's like blaring. All right, let's go, y'all. All right, so I think I'm just gonna draw them large scale. Nice. I'll draw them in the corners because at least that'll give me space to work. So I can do this pretty fast because I've drawn quite a few amoeba, and it's really. Are you gonna show up? I think you're gonna show up, right? It's really easy. Like you just gotta figure out what your shape will look like, and you can manifest it. That's really it. That's why we have brains. So it can help us manifest things quicker. Because if we didn't have brains, well, it would take us a lot longer to get stuff, wouldn't it? It would be extremely long to get things. Let's see. there. I think I need green. That's what I probably need. I need some grass. The color of grass. Yep. Let's see, where the fun color right here. There we go. Green. Oh yeah. It's really interesting, like how we do things with like the time that we spend. I noticed I spent a few hours with somebody the other day, and he still remembers me. That's really how powerful we can spend our time with people. I didn't spend much time with him at all. That's what I think of it. Maybe for me, maybe my concept of time is different. Maybe my concept of time is linear, maybe. But he said he still remembers me. I was like, wow, that's really impactful because I mean, although I remember him as well, I was like, we just walked. That's all we did. We didn't really we just walked. I talked, obviously, but I was like, why is that heavy that but then again, like first impressions are everything for people. So maybe the first time you meet somebody, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Once again, energy is everything. And I'll talk about energy until there's no more. But energy is a big thing for people, and we don't realize it, until it's too much, and you're like, oh, we gotta pull back. There's way too much energy going on. Now I understand that because what do you do with all that energy? Yeah, what do you do? So we walked at the zoo. Interesting enough, there's tons of things to see. There's other faces, there's creatures that you've never seen before, sounds, vibrations. Your feet are hurting, the idea that you're going somewhere you've never been. So, first time, for all of that becomes, a memory. But I remember him talking to me all the way until we had to say our goodbyes. And I'm telling you this story because I didn't realize how impactful my words were. So he kept asking me to go with him instead of going in the direction that I'm going. And I was like, I can't. I'm not able to. And that was really impactful because maybe if I did go with him, maybe the conversation would have kept going. Maybe we would have sang songs together. Maybe we would have made something that would have carried a little bit more weight for me because that's what I think of when I meet people. I want to create something with this person. I don't know what it's going to look like, but that's my thoughts. But for him, the conversation, he didn't want it to end. And so that's how he felt. This back end is pretty. So I keep thinking like the next time that I meet people, I'm hoping that it's a pleasant experience because I don't know. I don't know what we think, only what I think. Sometimes it doesn't register because I'm enjoying the experience sometimes. That makes sense. You don't really think too deep into like, oh wait, I don't get to spend any more time with you. I don't get to do, you know, fun things or draw or um, create or make or be enlightened by the other person. I just don't know. So, but I thought of it as this is something that we all have. And the gift is to keep trying to reach more people as we do it. Because that ultimately will pull us closer to newer experiences. Yep. Newer ways of thinking. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Oops. But I guess that's what I'm always going to do is talk. Sorry, let me see if anybody has spoken. Nope. Nope. Everybody's just watching. Lurking. There's lurkers. That's funny. So yeah, so like young and old experiencing, like sometimes for the first time, it's like they need that. They need that connection. And I didn't realize it that he needed that connection, but I couldn't figure out how to hold that for him because I had to leave. I had to. I had no choice. And I kind of felt bad because I was like, dang, I felt that when I was a kid. I felt that when I was younger. I felt that when I had to leave, knowing that the experience that I was experiencing, I'll never get to do that at home. I'll never get to do that with, the same person. So I really thought that was genuine for, yeah, I really did. So the case is like you think of like, well, maybe you can just call that person. I thought of that too. Thought of it. There's no love lost. There's always open possibilities. All right, so my amoeba, I got the full form of the amoeba, so we're gonna put some white. We're gonna put some white on it. All right. So once again, these are my toxic amoeba. And yes, they are bright and colorful, and I want this to stop doing whatever it's doing. So they live in toxic waters, right? And the fact that they are the colors that they are is because they drink the water, the environment that they live in, they drink it. You have no choice, right? Like fish. You're gonna drink the water because you're thirsty. So what they filter out is through these. These are tubes. They're kind of like bone, but they're hollow. And so there's an interior and there's an exterior. So most of the water in the environment that they live in, they push it all out. But what they can't filter out is what makes up their color. And I figured this out through stories. I was like, well, if it lives in the water, how could it, why should it When should it, etc. And that's what I came up with. Now, granted, this is a part of my imagination, but in the end, I'm thinking that this is really real. Like, this is a real experience for something somewhere. I'm just telling the story. I'm just giving you the narratives of what I found, right? So why can't it be real? Why can't it exist on, in reality? Yep. Also was told I have to be careful with my words as well, because your words are still just as powerful to somebody who doesn't know. So that connection that I'm making is valuable, is strong, is part of me learning what my superpowers are. And granted, I'm capable of understanding what I'm saying, but I don't know the strength of what may result from my powers. Because these are my powers. I told myself that I can do something, and I told myself I can get better at it. This is me getting better at it. Because I'm not gonna put it down. I'll do this until I feel like there's something else that I can do, that I'm being called to do. This is my greatness. Because I made it. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Nope. Nope, it's not crazy. Man, these are so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're so beautiful. All right, so we're gonna keep on going because we have to. We just have to keep going. Interesting. So I figured out that I need to get some water too. Let me get some water real quick. I figured out that when I create, it's not always the right side, but usually the opposite because it's everybody's perspective. So this may look like this correct to you, right? Isn't that wild? No, it's not wild. So I guess we'll just continue to use the same colors because that's what I got in my pocket. I got this in my pocket. All right, so we can start. Maybe you can't hear me. I realize that a lot of times people don't understand what I'm saying. Because they can't hear me. I was asked to speak up a few times, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I was whispering. Let me just speak up just a tad bit. Yep. I find that fun too. It's so much fun. Just speak up so you can be heard. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So I realized that I'm probably gonna have to make some of these into videos because a lot of people don't they don't like watching paint dry. The process is oops. The process is it's like slow. It's like a slow burn. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I usually like to edit my videos because it helps. It helps with the slow burns. I think I pushed him into the other one. All right. Put you here. So I have to figure out how to make him round because he needs a round body. Yep, he needs a round body. Add some more green there. This is a lot of fun. I really do like making these. I found a lot of purity in this. It's not off-putting. Because like sometimes people stare at the cats and they're like, I don't get it. And like why? Like I get it that cats, they vomit, but they don't get, why I would create that. So for sales, yeah, these might be easier to get sold or to get seen in a different light. And I respect that because everybody's perspective, yeah, is so different. All right, so he needs green or blue, or whatever this color is. I should have just played music. I don't know why I don't ever play music anymore. What the heck? Am I losing? I think I'm losing because I don't get to play music. I want to win. I have songs and I have like tons of different instrumentals. I just never play it during my live stream. What? What color is that? Yellow? Yellow. Oh, that's a thick boy right there. That's a thick boy. All right, so they're both facing the same way. That is perfect. All right, so let's give him, once again, so if you just joined the stream, if you just hopped in here, just want to figure out what the heck I'm doing at this point, I'm drawing what I call rainbow, they're toxic though. Toxic rainbow, what did I do with that marker? Oh, toxic rainbow amoeba. And okay. So these are their way of, since they live in toxic water, they have to filter out through these tubes. And these tubes help keep them alive. Yep. Yep, that's what they are. That's what they are. They're tubes. Yep. That's what they are. So let's draw. We have the last thing we're gonna do is gonna draw. I always think maybe I should just add dots or stripes. Well, that almost fell. That's weird. Let's see. We want the marker. So we just draw like the, I don't know. I don't know what the heck. So I'll just start rather than with this process. Oh, this marker is taking a break. So I think this marker is like on. Oh, it's on like a 12. Yep. Kind of like on a 6 now. I know that there's ink in here. See? I know. I knew there was ink in there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I'm hungry. Yeah, this marker is struggling. So if you guys like what you see, you guys can go to my website. You can buy something so you can actually see it more and real. You can go to my website. You can go to perkiespocket.bigcartel. You can take a look at what I created. So this is a poster, and I've made quite a few posters now, it seems. So that's what mostly is on the website. But there's some other things that I added, just for those who want to create as well. So I made a coloring book. Hey, you might enjoy it. Who knows? Who knows? Yep. You might just create something amazing with your drawing. Yes, indeed. Yep, I'm gonna have to put the link there. I should have put it in the description. But yeah, if you want to buy any of my art from the past, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Yep, you can do that. I feel like I can. Should I just? I think I'm gonna keep them in here. Let's do that. Let's make sure that they inside this. So yeah, if you want to buy this poster, originally it's just poster paper, but now it's a great piece of artwork for my day. And I don't usually make copies. It's too much. It just costs too much. So if you want to buy this, you can. You can buy it as one of a kind, or you can commission me, and I'll make you another one. Totally up to you. I could change the poster. I could make the paper a different color, and you can have, the same setup. They could be large or small. It's all up to you. You could DM me, or you can just write on one of my videos, and you can message me through that way. I think it's easier that way too. So, yeah. And these are what size? What size are you? They are 22 by 28. So yeah, I can make you a 22 by 28 size poster. I sure can, because I have a lot of fun. Like this is like really mentally, this for me this is easy. It's not a struggle. I'm not trying to figure out another concept, And as it is, I mean, it takes me a few hours to get them complete, but yeah, it's worth it. Except for this marker is like is calling it quits pretty early, so it really is. It's deciding that it wants to go and do something else. So in order for me to afford new markers, I gotta get paid. Because these markers, they run out a lot. And I often lose markers too. I just found that out. I leave markers in other people's vehicles too. Noted. Noted. So, yeah, everything helps. It all. It all helps. So as we finish this up, I just want to say I appreciate everybody coming through and watching. I hope you guys come back for more. If you decide that you want to see something, you can always go through it. All my other videos, all my other live streams, all my other content. Yeah, make something of it. Like this is free content. I also have free music as well. If you're also a content creator and you decide you want to play, some music during your live stream, you can use my music as well. Except for We're Taking Off. That one, I'm getting paid for that one, so you can't use that one in your live stream. But all the other ones don't have a copyright. Yeah. because I'm getting paid for that other one. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, just scroll back through. It'll say free. It'll say free music for streamers. Use it. Yeah. Yeah. I made that for you. I sure did. I thought about you. I did. I thought about you. I did. I sure did. All right, this marker is about to call it, and so am I. So these are my amoeba, and I'm using black poster paper. They are my toxic rainbow amoeba, and they live in toxic waters. The cats, if you scroll back through the first part of the video, I made cats that were violently vomiting, and that's because they eat these, which are toxic, which gives them the color, which, you know, orchestrates the vomit. So yeah, they all live on a different planet. Yeah. These come from a planet where cats are as large as bobcats or maybe larger. Yep. And I really enjoy this. I really enjoy what I do. I really, really do. And if you like it, you know, maybe you should subscribe. Subscribing would really help. It would make a huge difference in some child's life if you subscribe. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our seal of we finished just in time. Probably. And I'm gonna come back and I want to make more of these. So if you guys like what you saw, make sure you like the stream. If you've never created anything like this, you know, this is the place that made it. Yeah. 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 Well, I am full of rain. And thank you guys for watching today. I created a unique piece. Let me take this off so you get a closer look at this. Ooh. Of this. This is cool. I like this. Yeah. These are my genius. My genius is showing. So, man, oh man. On poster paper, that's what I just did on poster paper. So I'm gonna get up out of here because the day is saved. I had a crazy week. I'm still on vacation too, y'all. I haven't shaved. I've been traveling. I'm gonna travel this weekend, travel this week, just crazy travel, because that's what I do. I'm a traveler. So if you guys want to come back for more, please do so. And yeah, come back and talk to me. Like, I got really cool things to say. So until then, I'll see you in the next one.